But Yvette is we've known each other for a couple of years pa lang, pero we've been very, very close. They treat me as family. We're very, very close. Si June, matagal na kami yan. We've been traveling a lot. So I just have always, I know that IKEBANA is very much complimenting itong ginagawa ko sa stones at saka sa bonsai. So I really would love, in anything that I would do, even in the future, if I have stones and bonsais in the exhibition, which you've heard, no? Magdidire-diretso to. Ang mangyayari, alam nyo ang mangyayari. Nakita nyo na kanina vision ko, no? Galing, ano? Ang bilis, ano? Ang gagawin ko is that I will tie up with Indonesian embassy, I will tie up with Japanese, with Taiwanese, with Chinese, kung anong meron akong mga artifacts or kung anong meron akong mga gamit, I'll tie up with most of them, hold them here, and hopefully have the same friends. Dito kayo, di ba? Sama-sama tayo. Again, ang gusto natin kasi, I know June and Yvette would share my sentiments here. Na alam mo, kung may magaling ka, may kagalingan ka, kinuwento ko kanina, 11 yata lang. 14 talaga yun sa totoo lang. 14 ang competencies ko, kaya lang iba medyo negosyo na. But otherwise, the 11 competencies ko, so whatever you have, and then whatever you know, and then pinag-aralan mo, so pag magaling ka, then i-share mo. Then your friends would share the same hobbies, the same likes that you have. So that's why this is happening, no? Sila Norma, diyan, no? Sila Bimbo na wala. Si Bimbo.
Na.
So we are in the same community, no? They call us, bahala sila kung artisan, but I know it's art. But I don't know if I'm an artist. But sila ito talaga magagaling because I really, whenever I see your Facebook, na meron kang ang ganda-ganda ko, sabi ko, alam mo na, you're breaking my heart. While I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, it's breaking my heart also at the same time. Dahil kasi, bakit di ako makagawa niyan? Kaya ko yan, alam ko, kaya ko eh. But one of these days talaga, malapit na ako dyan. So anyway, yun ang storyline nito, no? That's where I'm coming from. Na this is, again, I treat them as companion art, and I like it very much also. And it's very Japanese, and I'm fond of Japanese. Actually, sabi ng mga Japanese friends ko, I'm more Japanese than they are. Diba? So, pag pumunta sa bahay ko, punong-puno, andito yung mga kaibigan namin sa tennis club namin. Mahihilig din yan sa mga, mahihilig, mga kasama ko sa tennis sa likod. Both of my good friends, si Yvette and si Doc Jun, will be sharing their talent and tricks and art forms with us. So I'm very thankful at napakadaling kausap itong mga to. Nung parang tawag ng kalad-karin. No? Nung tinawagan ko lang, sabi ko, can you join? Wala akong problema. So I like it very much. That's why I enjoy having them as my friends. Kami ni June, travel kami ng travel niya kung saan kami nakakarating din yan. We don't even both of us, we don't actually, to be honest about it, we don't like the politics sometimes of the hobby, but we like the art of what we're doing. So neutral ako throughout my life. We're here for the art form. We're here to learn more about IKEBANA, the Ikenobo way. Ako dati ako sa international. Nagsugetso ako. So anyway, thank you very much for coming over. I hope you will have a good time tonight, this afternoon, and tonight if you want to join us. So merienda will be served. So I hope feel comfortable. Malaki naman yung spaces. It's a place for 150. Again, Celebrity Soorts is a very safe place. Mahigpit sila IATF protocols nila dito. Medyo mahigpit. So enjoy for coming over. Enjoy. I hope you'll learn a lot from Yvette, and I know you'll learn a lot from Yvette and Doc Jun. Thank you.
What is IKEBANA? The long history of IKEBANA can be traced back as early as the 6th century with the introduction of Buddhism to Japan from China and Korea. Actually, the Buddhists had this floral offerings in the altars of their temples. So the first IKEBANA artists were actually men, monks, offering these arrangements to to their god. Okay, and the offering consisted of 3 main stems gathered closely at the base and rose from the water as one. The 3 stems were used to represent heaven, man, and earth. This picture shows the temple where our school is. It's right beside our school in Kyoto. It's called the Rokakuda Temple, where Ikebana began in the 16th century in Kyoto, Japan, by the Buddhist monk Ikenobo Senkei. Okay? That's the reason why our school is called Ikenobo. We were the first Ikebana school, the Ikenobo school. It is a tradition of over 600 years. Ikebana is still alive and well, where the floral arrangements use natural materials, bringing the beauty of nature indoors into our homes. The tradition has evolved into a modern art form that can be enjoyed by arrangements that you will see in my presentation are my own personal arrangements. Ikebana is a symbolic language to understand the spiritual significance of life. The cycle of seasons, time, birth, growth, decay. The revival is personified through our arrangements. It is a disciplined art where humanity, heaven, man, and earth are represented. This arrangement is one of the traditional arrangements modernized. It is called the Rika Shimtai. Each stem in an ikebana, the stem, the flower, the leaf, and the vase has a peculiar purpose, and bringing them together in a way that looks and feels perfect is practice of Zen itself. It requires intuition, patience, quietness, understanding, love for nature, and the passion in the heart. This is another arrangement. It is an older arrangement called the Tatihana. It's a smaller arrangement compared to the Rika as what you saw before this. Yep. Maybe we can get your assistance. Okay. Ikebana teaches us to see the wisdom in nature. It develops the practice of virtues. Wood carved vase for Ikebana, and I'm going to do the Jinka style, Jinka meaning freestyle. From the garden, I am going to use ginger flower, crepe myrtle flowers, which are very seasonal. They come out during summer. And this is an herb, this is a medicinal flower called Acapulco. And people use this for skin diseases. They actually use this Acapulco for soaps. So I'm going to use 3 kinds of materials again. I have set in the ginger, flower, and leaves. I'm going to put in now the myrtle, flower, and just to give it a yellow golden touch, 1 little Acapulco flower to give it a color and vibrancy. So this is my arrangement using 3 different kinds of materials, 3 different kinds of flowers. Really mindfulness. Ikebana is not just any leisure pursuit. It is to be done. It is not to be done while chit-chatting about the inconsequential. It is done by observing silence. We get into the trance of Mother Nature's energy. Our focus is creation and nothing else. We live purely in the present moment while creating our arrangement. Ikebana epitomizes the Buddhist theory of minimalism. The creation comprises of the least number of flowers between leaves. The creation is lighter on the upper side and heavier in the lower part. It is the philosophy of IKEBANA. Minimalism touches the heart. This is the sacredness of the action. So this is a shoka, another very traditional Ikenobo arrangement, using only 3 kinds of material. IKEBANA helps our mind calm down. The fragrance, the stillness, the focus, the harmony, all of this lead to a tranquil mind. It gives us a sense of peacefulness. Mindfulness and calmness make us comprehend our inner selves. Once we begin a journey inwards of self, we learn to be grateful for life, which allows us to grow in leaps and bounds. One of my favorite arrangements, I called her Bella. She's not a traditional Japanese vase, no, but this is a Jiyuka freestyle. So my favorite vase is Bella. IKEBANA is giving life to flowers, making flowers look livelier than they were in nature. IKEBANA is a healing practice. IKEBANA is an art from the heart. A slice of nature is taken and something that was not there is added. This is what creation in IKEBANA stands for. The outcome is the exclusive expression of the artist. IKEBANA creations touch the heart. They speak to you, and they fill your hearts with indescribable joy. Creating IKEBANA is a soul-nurturing experience to me. It is God and life expressing within me. Thank you for your loving presence. I shall do. Thank you. Now you saw a avant-garde sensei in the person of Doc June. I am going to create 3 arrangements for you today. Man and Earth, that is where the Ikenobo started. And I will just illustrate a simple IKEBANA creation using 3 kinds of materials. Okay. Earlier, Doc Jun was talking about a kensan. In IKEBANA, in the Japanese floral art, this is the kensan. It has a lot of metal, like nails, right? In a iron base. And that's what we use. It's very traditional, especially for a traditional arrangements like the shoka, which shows 3 different materials. It uses 3 different materials. And I think it's the perfect illustration of heaven, man and earth. And there was a question or statement given earlier. I'll get my scissors. This is my first public demo. As I said, I'm so used doing it alone. But Tonet is such a good friend. That's why I couldn't say no. Yes, kagad, but friends. So, Heaven, Man, and Earth. This is a Shoka Shimputay. Japanese, but because we're Filipinos, we try to use Filipino materials. That's the reason why we have a, affinity for kapis, for wood, but the art itself is Japanese. So, and how you execute it will be Japanese as well. Illustrates the sun, and one of my favorite leaves to use is it and cover it with the floral tape so that your arrangement will take the shape that you would want it to take. See this? So I want the leaf to protrude forward, so I wired it so that it would do that which I wanted it to do. Okay? So I think this one. So since my base is round, and it gives you the pay-pay look. That fan. Usually when we arrange, it has to be eye level, but since we don't have a chair here, we have to, buti na lang nakakaano ko, squat.
Tiger Lily or...
Oh yeah, earlier there was a question that says, do you arrange the Ikebana in different directions? And Doc June said that we arrange it most of the time facing the arranger, and when it's viewed, there's a ritual to it. It's because we have the tokonoma. It's the altar. Ikebana was made for the altar. And because of course the altar has a wall, it's not done yet, but it's supposed to be viewed one side lang. So, thank you. All I have to do is say something and something happens here. Thank you. Okay. Western, they call it fillers. But in Ikebana, we use helpers because fillers will connote that you're filling the whole arrangement again with these beautiful little flowers. But for us, we just use it to help the main parts. So let me add some. Baby's breath.
Oo, meron dyan.
It's always nice to have your flowers in different levels so that it creates also depth to your arrangement. Beautiful flowers of Dokju. But usually, this Ikebana is flowers from the garden. So, but unfortunately, in the Philippines, the only flowers we have are from Dangwa. Or we have haliconias. So, okay din yun. The stargazer is what we call the focus. It's the focus flower because it's the most visible after putting the the frame with the leaves. And then we just add the helpers. So, my sunshine. Thank you. The silu. Peking. Okay, let's see. I put it muna here in our rotating. Again, when doing your arrangement, you should really be mindful of your base. Like this one, because my base is like a frame and it's rectangular. That's the reason why I thought of, cutting the leaf to conform with the shape of the base. So we'll add another silum at the back to give it a little more depth. See, here, kunyari, sumisilip. Okay. If you notice, again, let me reiterate, you use the leaves to frame your arrangement so that you know where to put the other materials that will happen. It's a guide. Okay. And then, I will use my stargazer. Kunyari, I'm cutting from my garden. Pero wala naman tayo stargazer. Pero effect, di ba? Effect. Okay. So I want to put it on the side. Okay. Para at least it's getting there. Okay. Now, different types of flowers you use. The more your arrangement becomes more exciting, right? So I'm going to use sunflower. Let us but they're not supposed to steal the scene from each other. Like what Dr. was saying, 753, dapat may bida, tapos may supporting. Then there's the supporting flower, right? So, the photos is a very, is the friend of an IKEBANA artist. You know? We love using these leaves. Basically, when I'm not done yet, but if you notice, we try to make our materials smile and face the audience, no, so that it's appreciated. So the way you put them into your arrangement is in a way that it will smile at you. I like how this is smiling. Now we'll put some more helpers. Maybe. Okay. Your sense of color, what matches the materials that you choose to use is important. So your colors have to match, either contrast or they complement the materials of your choice. zen ngayon. Kasi kinakabahan. Dapat peaceful and harmonious eh. Aside where is Tonet? Siya lang ang nakapagano. She's the only Tonet. It's because you're my friend that I am making my ikebana without the zen. First time. Yeah, okay. Let's get in there. Okay. So, purple, I'm not done yet. Purple matches with the yellow and the pink. So we put a little more drama. Okay? Maybe
Iba.
this white.
Iba.
Okay?
Yeah. Oo.
You know, si Lisa Vicencio, I feel like you're my friend. We're members in Philippine Homes and Gardens, and we compliment each other's
Really?
posts. This is the first time I met her.
Really?
Actually, Norma is also in Philippine Homes and
Hi.
Gardens. But you know, it's such a nice group that you feel that you're friends already, maski na sa post lang. And it's a very appreciative group.
Are you a member of the Philippine Homes and Gardens? Masasama kita.
Another thing that I like referring to Doc Jun kasi he's my sensei also. Another thing that he said earlier is, how do you know if the number of flowers is enough? Okay, I'll tell you when. You don't need to put everything, you know? In Ikebana, less is more. Maybe another yellow on top and we're done. Okay. Okay, now to finalize the spiritual ikebana, this is me. Just set this up. It's here.
Ibibigay ko po sa aking sister at saka sa aking brother ay mga paborito kong fragrance at paborito kong oil, perfumed oil actually. Mga, alam mo yun, ganun sharing na kung anong gusto mo. Diba, share mo sa mga kamag-anak at mga kapatid. Thank you very much. I was so, hanggang ngayon, kinikilabutan ako with the way you've done your stuff here. Thank you very much, sister. So, ito para sa iyo.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then para sa iyo. Thank you very much. Is there any other part of the program now? Alam mo, may magtatagal doon sa tennis club namin. No? So, Saturday, Sunday, babad naman ako the whole day doon. Kaya nawalan ako ng time for ikebana. Kasi,
After tennis, mag-ikebana.
Once a month lang.
once a month daw. And I'm encouraging nga yung family namin, yung sila Malu, lalo my wife. Ay, by the way,